I've been getting some downloads for a new collective today, and this is going to be called the Blue Collective. This is a darker energy. There's a darker undercurrent of energy here. I would describe it as demonic, not in the negative sense, simply in the sense of you probably work with demons. I'm not necessarily getting negative energy. It's just like it's a much richer and darker and earthier and deep energy than some of the other collectives I have channeled for. I feel the energy of this collective very heavily in my chest. This could be because this collective has a weight on their chest. I hear a weight of mercy. So maybe something about mercy could be weighing you down. Like you're being too merciful to someone, like you want to be vengeful or you want to do payback or something. There's something very heavy going on with this collective. Um, I'm hearing there is a silver lining for something you've been working on. There's a darkness in your soul that's going to be clearing up. Someone has put you down in a way that made you uncomfortable and angry. And that's going to be resolved soon. I see karma coming for this person that did this to you. I'm feeling a lot of throat chakra blockages right now, and like this feeling of wanting to cry. It's a feeling of bitterness and unfairness. The reason I'm feeling blue is the name of your collective energies because there's so much throat chakra and undersea theming, like abyssal theming. I wonder if some of you work with Leviathan, or I'm hearing Andromedan. Maybe some of you have Starseed lineage as Andromedans, or Andromelus, something like that. Yeah, that's coming through quite strongly. And I'm also hearing the phrase antagonizer. So you have an antagonizer in your life that's making you feel very suppressed. I'm seeing a glacier that's like being pushed down by the tip of the iceberg bit that's sticking out. Excuse me. I just had a really big burp there. And a feeling of a bit of the pressure releasing. So hearing this, I think, is validating for whoever's listening to this and is starting to help you. But anyway, that iceberg is being pushed down and it's being plunged further and further into darkness. And I don't know if you know this, but some of you might. The blue ice at the bottom of glaciers is like the coldest, darkest ice you can get. And it's that color because of the impurities that are in it and like sometimes little algae or other things. But anyway, it's like you're being pushed into the coldest, iciest version of yourself. And this is not a version you want to be. And I feel a lot of anger and resentment. And I feel this like loading energy, like a spring loading energy. Like if you've pushed ice down before into water, and imagine doing it though with ice that's really extremely dense and heavy. And the weight to it is going to make it buoy back up like 10 times harder. I'm hearing this phrase come through. You pushed me down when I was weak. You pushed me down when I was barely even sticking out. And for that, I'm going to kill you. I don't think you're literally going to kill anyone, but there's this very vengeful and bitter attitude to this collective. Like it's so much anger, but it's so deep. It's so resentful. And it's really hard for you to transmute it because you're in this glacier icy state that like someone has pushed you even further into. And this is a really frustrating place for you to be right now because you feel like no one in this world understands you. You feel like no one understands this bitterness and this anger and this hatred that is existing within you. And you want people to know you're not evil because of this. But yeah, you're not evil because of this. I want to validate you right now. You're not evil because of this. It's like there are so many people that did not see what was done to you and how cruel it was that was done to you. But everyone will see when you buoy back up and snap back or clap back at this person. And then you're afraid that you might get pushback for this. You're afraid you might get punished for this when in the first place, the other person was like so sneaky and like, I'm hearing overhanded and not underhanded, overhanded. Like they just took that little bit you were sticking up. Because again, a glacier is like 90% below water, right? They took just that little bit you were sticking up, almost like this little bit of you reaching for your potential, this little bit of, I'm going to try again. I can do it. I'm going to believe in myself. Actually, I can change. I can be different. They took that and they just shoved it back down. Like, why don't you stay where the rest of you belongs? That kind of like, ooh, it's such an icky energy that's coming through. God, I really do not like this energy, this person that's in your field, that you have been through. It's making me secondhand angry just to channel this energy. So I think I've talked enough about that energy. If you're still here and this was resonating with you, you know what the situation is. Um, I think what I'll do, I want to bring in a little fire energy for this collective. I don't normally kind of bring in healings for my collective channelings, but um, I'm going to bring in a little fire energy here to help you reignite your spark, because I'm just feeling you're so cold and dense and lost and in a difficult place that it's hard for you to make your way back to the surface, because there are roadblocks in front of your way to the surface. And by helping lend you this fire energy, I think it will help remove the hand that has burned you. You will burn in return. So I'm seeing this interesting image of a hand that's like becoming numb, very cold due to pushing down the iceberg, right? It's like it burns in one way, but you will burn them in a different way as well. So whoever, like, this is not like, how do I say? This is not baneful magic, what I am doing here. This is simply removing roadblocks. And I'm not specifically targeting any one person, but I am clearing your path for you, just because this collective really urgently needs someone to help them with this. I don't even care if this is just one person that listens to this message that it's for. I don't know how many of you are in this collective yet, as I just started getting downloads for you like last night, at like 3 in the morning or 4 in the morning. So yeah, there is this message of like, hold on to safety, like you are safe, you are fine. So as I am giving you some of this solar energy and helping to reignite the spark in your chest, you may feel a warmth around you. You may feel like a heat in your bones. You may feel like a warm blanket is being wrapped around you. You will find you don't need to burn so hot, because the surroundings around you are no longer going to be as cold. You do not have to light the way with your anger alone, is a phrase that I'm hearing. So with some of this healing that and this Reiki that I'm sending your way, you will start to feel, you may feel a bit of a collapse of your nervous system, simply because I think you've been holding a lot of tension and a lot of anxiety and stress. So some of you may cry during the session. And I'll put this in the disclaimer in the caption and stuff like that, since I usually just do channel messages, but I feel I'm also a healer. So if I'm called to, I will do healing as needed for people. Doesn't matter if it's one person or 100 people or 1,000. I'll do it. So yeah, there's this feeling of like a fish, a minnow specifically, and this minnow like crawling its way up from the bottom of the sea. And this minnow is like really, excuse me, big clearing in my stomach and chest area. So you may be feeling some relief of pressure around you right now. This minnow is like climbing its way up, and it's like, I'm tired of being small. I'm tired of being kicked on. I'm tired of being picked on. I'm tired of being looked over and looked down on. This minnow is just really, really tired, and yet this minnow is swimming, and I feel like this minnow is you. I feel like you're a minnow who's been trying really hard, and like some of you may be caught up in something that's not your fault. Some of you may be caught in a situation that is like, it's like, here, okay, so what Spirit is showing me, it's a net where people are looking for tuna. People are looking for these large type of fish. But sometimes what happens is you have those side catch. You have those fish that are not or creatures, sea creatures in general. It's not just fish, but you have those other things that can get caught in the net too while they're looking for the main catch. So I'm hearing like someone may have been looking around for a tuna, like a big tuna, someone who did something, or I'm not getting specifically, I'm seeing computers. I don't know if computers may be relevant to this issue at all, but like I'm hearing spreadsheets or data downloads. or documents. Um, I'm, let me see what else I get. Maybe lawyers might be relevant, and accountants. Something like that is the energy that's coming through associated with this. And while these people were looking kind of for this tuna, you are like this minnow that happened to be caught up in a situation. And again, maybe this is metaphorical for some of you, maybe it's literal, just take it how it resonates. Yeah, there's such urgency I feel from this collective, such like panic. But what you need to remember now is that your these qualities that you were once shamed for, that you were once ashamed of like, I'm too small, I can't swim fast, or I can't do this, or I can't do that, like you're trying your best, kind of like that iceberg is like breaking free from the rest of it, right? Like you just stick up a little. So like even though you're the small minnow, you're just trying a little, you're doing what you can to kind of break away from things. Remember that there's always a way out, because whatever this is, you may not have even been the whole target of what someone was intending to do. You may have been collateral damage. Um, it's this kind of like a weird message. I hope this makes sense for you in your situation. Like, please let me know in the comments if this is resonating for you. I'm just kind of trying to pass along what I'm getting here. But I'm seeing this minnow slip out of the net because its thing that it was hated for, its thing it was made fun of for, that's actually its strength now. So the tuna like mocked it in the big open waters, like, haha, you can't swim. Like, or the person like pushes down on the glacier, like, haha, now you can't do anything. But like you as a minnow, that's your advantage because you will survive. You will live, you will survive this. So there's something about leaning into your qualities that other people have shamed you for that's going to save you from this situation. Yeah. Yeah, there's just quite a feeling of urgency and depletion and anger and frustration from this collective. Um, what else should I do here? I'm going to send a little more healing energy now that I have used some of the heat Reiki. I'm going to see what is natural to transmute this energy into something a bit more neutral for you. Interesting. I miss the sea. I miss the ocean. And there's like a pain in my heart chakra, like in my chest area. It's like quite a pain. And I'm hearing the sound of waves on the beach. Maybe there's this feeling of like you're in the wrong environment and you need a different environment, but not totally different. It's like you're in the water, but you're not in the right water. Excuse me. Getting confirmation burp on that one. So something about your environment works technically, but it doesn't work because a really key factor like temperature, for instance, or location doesn't work for you. You may also kind of need a vacation. I'm just saying, reading your energy. I don't know how doable that is for you, but even if you could just call in a sick day or two, you really should take some time off. Yeah, and as I was picking up earlier, if you are a collective that works with infernals or demons, you may find it beneficial to work with them to help you transmute this. Lucifer could be really helpful for transmuting anger and frustration. He's really wonderful for that and gentle. Let me see what else I want to pick up about this collective. Okay, then this minnow I was seeing earlier is now like being washed ashore and like kicked onto the sand and sort of flopping around. So there's this feeling of feeling useless. So being spit out of an environment that doesn't serve you can also make you feel really useless and like you're floundering around trying to find the right environment. I do see someone coming along and scooping you up and putting you in like those plastic bags, the kind that the goldfish at state fairs would be in. I do see that happening. And you being transported to a tank at like a dentist office. It's so specific. And while it's not the big blue ocean, if you will, you're still a lot more free here than you were, whether you were like being in the big ocean, swimming with tuna, or being up in the Antarctic or whatever. Like something about this smaller environment is a better fit for you. This may be an encouragement for you to find a smaller environment, find a more calm environment, Find one that is better suited to your temperature range also. I'm hearing like something about your environment causes you to overheat quickly, and this could manifest as like anger or frustration. Like you need something that is more tranquil or positive or calm or relaxing. Um, because you will find that there's not as much need to produce that heat when you're in a place that doesn't call for it. But it's almost like you've been pushed into such a cold, dark place that your only way of keeping warm is by harnessing those emotions. Does that make sense? So, yeah, just a lot of anger, pain, resentment, bitterness. You can also find benefit from a salt bath or, excuse me, oh my gosh, I'm burping so much with you guys. There's a lot of clearing happening, which I'm happy to feel. The energy is like relaxing a bit more now. Um, you may find a salt bath, or if you don't have a bath, you can put salt at the bottom of a shower and stand on it or sit on it, whatever. I often sit in the shower, so no judgment here. Um, that could be very beneficial for you because you want to clear out some of this negative feelings you're having, these difficult feelings you're having. I don't mean to say negative in a judgmental way. I just mean like painful emotions. Um, yeah, you want a healthy way for them to move through your body because they serve a purpose, right? Heat serves a purpose just like cold does. And when you misapply either one, it's damaging because frostbite burns just as badly as a fire burn does, right? Um, it's the same. It's essentially it ruins your flesh the same way, even though it's a different way. It's the same way. You know, you could lose a hand to frostbite, you could lose a hand to fire. One just feels like more numb, so it doesn't feel as though it's happening, and the other is excruciating. But you lose your pain receptors too, also to that one. So, sorry for the gruesome analogies, but that's just what kind of comes through, kind of this pick your poison energy. But you don't have to like burn by fire, like, die by fire or die by ice, die by day, die by night. You don't have to do that. I feel really urgently you just need to get to a place where you can calm yourself. Maybe this message is like reaching people kind of in a time of like a little crisis. And maybe, this is just what they need to hear, and they just need a little bit of free energy healing to help them navigate through this, which I'm always happy to do. Yeah, let me see what else there is for this collective right now. This is such an interesting first message to get for you guys because the other collectives have been much more chill in the opening, but this one's like, I'm here, I need help, which I don't mind doing. It's just funny. Yeah, deep blue ice with this collective. I have a feeling sapphires will resonate for you guys. Sapphires could be very healing. You can actually get sapphires from crystal shops if you didn't know that. So you don't have to buy a fancy multi-$100 one. You can get like sapphire chips or little chunks of unpolished sapphire for like $5 to $10. It's really pretty affordable, but I would recommend you get some sapphire of whatever quality feels right for you, whatever kind feels right for you. But sapphire will really help you see your brilliance again, because I'm just feeling like your brilliance has been so far pushed down, so deeply pushed down, that right now it feels like all that is left is anger. Anger is the only thing buoying to the surface, but you are so much more than the anger that made you. Just remember, your blue ice will take time to melt, and I'm interested to see your progression over my channelings for you, Blue Collective, because I think you're going to find yourself in a much better place by the end of these channelings, and this channeling too, hopefully, than when you started it. Yeah. I'm having that pain in my chest again, like the heart chakra area. It's like now I'm again feeling that feeling of wanting to cry, that feeling of there not being a shoulder to lie on. It's this feeling of loneliness, of like you had to be strong for so long and with no one beside you. Like even when you got a little, people didn't like that and they took it from you. And it was just so invalidating of your journey, because sometimes people would judge you for having so little, and then people would judge you for having less. It's like you get something and then people don't even like that. So it's like, what are you supposed to do? You can't have nothing, you can't have something, because people are going to be mad either way. And there's this really strong message I'm getting from Archangel Raphael, which is to lean into your own strengths. You have to lean into your own strengths. And I'm seeing this image of a krill, I think it's called. The little creatures in the sea, a krill. Um yeah, you have to lean into your own strengths and understand that sometimes you become prey for things that are much larger than you. But other times you swim free and unbothered because you are so small, because you are so insignificant or are perceived to be insignificant by others. And so you just have to use that to your advantage. Um, and I'm seeing a sea turtle here too. And the message is with that one, I think, is just slow and steady progress. Sea turtles are very ancient. You know, they live hundreds of years. And so there is a theming with some of your major imagery, with like the glacier and the turtle. It's like things that live hundreds of years, or like a glacier's case, thousands of years, and they acquire scars and damage over time, and that's visible. Like the blue ice on the glacier is, sorry, I've been saying glacier, iceberg. Iceberg, I think is the term. I don't know why glacier blue keeps coming through. So I'm sorry about that. The iceberg. Um, yeah, that is like you pick up those impurities, but you are stronger because of it. Like it shows proof that you have lived. You're not imperfect. You're perfectly imperfect. You're perfectly made as you are. I think you're a collective that needs to know you are very accepted. You have just been in environments that do not accept you. And so you may think you're unacceptable, but you are not. You are acceptable. You're more than acceptable. I want to say that too. You have a really hard work ethic and you are so patient. You are so durable. I wonder if there's earth sign energy in this collective, because there's just this feeling of commitment and pursuing and goals and hard dreams and things like that that's coming through. You're not a flighty collective. I think that's also something sometimes people may accuse you of being flighty or uncommitted or not serious. And like you're a very serious collective. So it angers you when people misunderstand you, because you're not about that flighty, unserious crap. Like you're here to make a difference. You're here to make an impact. Like your time is valuable. You wouldn't spend it where it's wasted. You wouldn't spend it where it's not needed. And I'm seeing 222 on my timer as I say this. Um, you're a collective that has persevered and is so appreciated, even though you haven't been thanked for it, even though you haven't been thanked for half of what you should have been thanked for. You deserve so much more than what you've been through and what you're going through. And I want to be the one to tell you that in case no one's told you that today or recently or ever. You should know that. And Spirit's asking me to throw this in. That bit on the bottom of the iceberg, um, that really dark bit, that blue ice, is like super coveted by people, by the way, for its beauty. So you may be a very beautiful collective too, and that irritates people because there's this feeling of like unapproachableness. Like maybe resting bitch face comes to mind. Oh my god, can I say that? RBF. I have to be careful. I have to censor myself. That comes to mind a bit with you, collective, that like some of the reason you may attract negative attention sometimes or resentment is because you are beautiful and people desire you, or they desire to have something you have that they perceive you having, whether you have it or not. They have a certain understanding of you and they're jealous, or they're envious of what you have. And so they makes them want to make you small. Maybe you wear makeup and you look really good in it. Maybe you dress nice and look really good in it. Maybe you intentionally decorate your home and it looks really nice. Capricorn energy may be significant here. Yeah, and people just resent the heck out of you for it. But again, that dark blue ice, the bottom of the glacier or iceberg, even though it's kind of impure and because of the algae, quote unquote, technically, like how it got there is not a beautiful process, it's very coveted. People look at that and they want to know what it's like. They want to experience it. So one final message is that people may want to experience you, and you can take that however it resonates. But their desire to experience you may come at your expense. And that's something you'll have to be careful of, because not everyone out here is operating with pure intentions. Not everyone out here is asking about your day because they care how it went. Some people are asking about your day because they care that you got knocked down. They care that you had what's coming to you. You know, you got what's coming to you. Like they want to hear negative news. So I want to just say, don't share your negative news with others. You don't need to feed their fire or whatever. As far as they need to know, you're a gray rock. Yep, things are going good. Things are fine. And you work on your healing, you do your stuff on your own time, and don't worry about these people. I hope you have some trusted confidants you can talk to or some friends that are close, and just forget the noise. Forget, excuse me, all the rest of this noise that you're hearing, and just tune in back to yourself. Remind yourself how awesome, how amazing you are. And that you're here to stay. They're not getting rid of you, okay? You're sturdy. You've been here since before them. You're gonna be here after them. You're gonna last. Like, whether you move here, move there, do this or do that, like, you're gonna be around. And also, I feel on your spiritual team, you have some very strong spiritual protectors. You should definitely look into connecting with them if you haven't already, or, visit your altar and chat with them about this issue, maybe pull tarot on it. Yeah, because you've got friends in your corner. I'm hearing Mars for some of you. Oh yeah, of course, Mars, he would be very helpful in this situation if you talk to him about what's going on, or Aries if you work with him. Mars is just that planetary energy of that sort of form, and then Aries, the Greek god. So yeah, I'm just sending you so much love, collective. This is really tough what you're going through, and it's not going to be forever. Whenever this video finds you, that's when it's going to be relevant. But this is not the story of your collective. This is not the story of your life even. This is an event that's happening, but you are going to make it through it. I'm going to close out the Reiki sort of session part of this too. I'm going to make sure I put that in the description. Yeah, just be strong, hang tough, and also be gentle. I don't want to just say be strong, because I feel like you don't need to be told to be strong, because you are strong. So just be gentle with yourself as much as you can. I feel like some of you might laugh at that because you're very tough. You're gonna make it through this okay. This is just one chapter in the story. Yeah, so with that said, I will catch you all on the next tape. Tape? Why did I say tape? Maybe tape is relevant for some of you. It's so strange. Okay, bye.